Hi, I'm Zandy Peters, and in this video I'm going to show you how to work these 3-stitch right-slanting mixed cables. Now, these are also known as right-slanting ditch cables because you've got 2 columns of stockinette stitch crossing in front of a ditch of purl stitches. If you've recently downloaded my Stroopwafel Shawl pattern, these are happening right here along the edges of the shaping in the pattern. Let's get started on our swatch though. I've got everything set up and you can see the cables down here. I'm going to be working across. On the first one, I'm going to show you what this looks like with cable needles. So I've got 2 locking stitch markers here. These are lighter and a little bit easier to use than a traditional cable needle. And then on the second one, I'll show you what it looks like without them. Now, if you encounter this in a pattern, it will look like this in a chart, and the written abbreviation looks like this. I'm just going to go ahead and start my row and purl up to the spot where I need to cable. And I'm at my first stockinette stitch, so I'm going to put my yarn back, and we're going to be bringing this stitch in the 3rd position here. So our 3rd stitch is going to come forward and over the front. That means that we've got to put these first 2 stitches to the back. So I'm actually going to put them onto one of these locking stitch markers together and put them out of the way. I'm going to knit what was the 3rd stitch. Then I'm going to take these and place them back onto my working needle again. These are still out of order, so I'm going to pick up my cable needle for the 2nd time. Take the first stitch on the needle, drop that to the front, purl that stitch in the middle, and then I can either place this back on the needle tip to make it easier to work, or just work straight from my cable needle. And there it is. Everything's in the right order, and I've created my cable. Now I'm going to work on in my row. And when I get to the next cable, here's how I'm going to work this. I'm going to carefully slip some stitches off of the needle tip, so if that makes you uncomfortable, stick to the cable needles for now. You'll get here later. I just find that this is a little bit easier to work in the context of a row. So first I'm going to grab the stitch in the 3rd position with my right hand needle tip before anything's dropped off of the needle. Then I'm going to carefully slide out and back in, just catching those first 2 stitches there. Then I can go ahead and knit that first cabled stitch. These 2, however, are still in the wrong order. They need to be switched. So I'm going to reach behind my work, pick up the 2nd one, and then again, slide my needle tip out carefully and then back in and place that purl stitch back on the needle. They are now in the correct order to work. I can purl that middle stitch and knit the last one. And you'll notice that the purl stitch always stays in position number 2 and is always traveling to the back of the other 2 stitches. Once I'm done, my swatch should look like this. That is the right-slanting 3-stitch mixed cable, or the right-slanting ditch cable. If you liked this video, follow me here on YouTube, or you can find me on Instagram at Zandy Peters or on TikTok at zandy.peters.